Penguin Random House Audio presents One Good Thing, a novel by Georgia Hunter. Read for you by Eva Filer, with the note read by the author. Prologue. She could carry the boy, but it would slow them down. He's too heavy. She grips his small hand as they run, trying not to fall. Twigs snap underfoot, the ground uneven. Faster, she tells him. Pick up your feet. A bullet lodges with a sharp thunk in the trunk of a pine a few meters ahead. Lily stoops reflexively, resists the urge to turn around, her breath ragged in her ears like an ocean in a storm. She isn't sure if it's a farmer shooting or another band of partisans, or Mussolini's men from the Salò. It could be the Italian police, or a German soldier. They'd scanned the field carefully, she and the others, before veering from the safety of the forest canopy to inspect the vegetable garden of what they thought was an abandoned farm. They'd unearthed 5 potatoes and were trekking back toward the tree line, giddy at the prospect of a meal come sundown, when the first shot was fired and someone up ahead, Ziggy maybe, shouted, "Run!" "This way," Lily orders, weaving to the right, the group now scattered. "Jump!" She hoists the boy into the air. They leap over a log in unison and land without breaking stride, sprinting on deeper into the woods, their dirt-caked palms sticky with sweat. The lace of Lily's boot has come undone, and a bright red gash blooms on her forearm from the scrape of a branch, she presumes, but she feels nothing. "Don't stop," she tells herself. "Don't let go of his hand. Just keep going." Part 1. Chapter 1. Ferrara, December 1940. 8:32. Lily slides a pencil from behind her ear and writes the time in her chart. "It's every 7 minutes now," she says from her seat on Esti's sofa. "I think we should go." Esti paces the perimeter of the room. She waves a hand. "My water hasn't broken. I'm fine." "Are you sure? You don't look fine." "Thanks," Esti says, making a face at Lily. "Sorry, you don't look yourself." "I hardly feel myself, but I refuse to sit around the hospital for days. My mother laboured for 48 hours with me. Besides, Nico's not back yet. I don't want to leave without him." Lily sighs. "All right, but when your contractions come 5 minutes apart, we're going. You know I'd do anything for you, S, but please don't make me be the one to deliver your baby." Esti laughs, emitting a deep bark of a sound, and Lily shakes her head. "You're as stubborn as they come. You know that, right?" "So my husband tells me." "Speaking of your husband, where is he?" "He didn't say." Lily chews the eraser of her pencil. Nico's been out a lot in recent weeks, she's noticed. His whereabouts always vague. It's unlike him. "I'll write a note then," she says, "in case we leave before he's home." "Suit yourself," Esti says, then winces. She props herself in a doorframe and closes her eyes, pressing her forehead into the back of her hand as she breathes through another contraction. Lily checks the time. 6.5 minutes, she says when Esti straightens. "Noted." Esti resumes her slow lumber around the room, and Lily frowns, wondering how she might convince her friend she'd be smart to labour with a doctor nearby. But to argue with Esti, she's learned, is to waste her breath. They'd met 3 years earlier, in Lily's first week at university. Lily had just moved to Ferrara from Bologna and didn't know a soul. She was missing home and trying to find her footing. When she slipped into the seat beside Esti's in her modern European literature class, Esti turned and said hello, and her smile was so warm and self-assured, Lily forgot to be shy. Esti's Italian was excellent. Lily had no idea at first that she was Greek. They struck up a conversation, making a plan to meet for lunch later that day, then every day after, and within a month they arranged to share a flat on Via Belfiore, a short walk from school. There were times in those early weeks when Lily wondered why Esti had chosen her to befriend. Lily was 17 then, still girlish, reserved. She was most comfortable with a book in her hand or at the keys of her typewriter. Esti, in her 3rd year at the university, was nearly 20 and, in Lily's mind, every part a woman. Smart, opinionated, beautiful. With her smooth curves, cobalt eyes, and stylish wardrobe, she was the envy of most of the girls on campus. Perhaps it was the fact that they were so different, Lily told herself in the beginning, that they got on so well. Lily was a planner, careful in her ways. Esti a champion of spontaneity. But in the end, Lily realised, their differences didn't matter. They were inseparable. Lily has barely a memory from her years in Ferrara that doesn't include Esti. Esti was there when Lily's first opinion piece was published in the Corriere Padano. She'd insisted they celebrate with dinner and dancing. "This is my writer friend, Lili Pasili," she told everyone they met that night. "You'll do well to remember her name. She's going to be famous someday." It was Esti who stole Lily away on her 18th birthday for a weekend in Venice, where they got lost for hours in a maze of impossibly narrow alleys, feasted on fried sardines and tender green molluca crabs, and chatted up the gondoliers, who gave them free rides back to their hotel by flat-bottom boat, the water glistening beneath them like polished lacquer in the moonlight. Esti was there too on the afternoon when Lily received the telegram from Bologna with news that the cancer had finally taken her mother. She'd wept with her and boiled pasta for her, travelled back to Bologna with her for the funeral and the shiva, and later attended Lily's classes to take notes until Lily found the strength to return to her studies. Esti was there, always, like the older sister Lily never had. 6 minutes, 20 seconds, Lily says, the next time Esti muscles through a contraction. "Let's check your bag again, make sure you've got everything you need." She reaches for the canvas tote at her feet. "It's all in there," Esti says, her face pinched. "You packed it, remember?" Still, Lily rummages through, matching the contents of the bag to the inventory in her head. Nightgown, slippers, underwear, a flannel blanket, a miniature white knit jumper, and a matching hat. She's refolding the blanket when Esti makes a small sound, like a hiccup. "Oh!" she says, and Lily looks up. Esti stands stock still, a puddle between her feet. "Oh!" Lily cries, knocking over the tote as she leaps from the couch. "I'll get some towels!" It's 3 a.m. when the doctor finally gives Esti permission to push. Nico stands at the head of the bed, a hand on Esti's shoulder. He'd arrived at the hospital just after 10, panic-stricken at the thought of missing the birth of his child. "The waiting room is just down the hall," the doctor tells him now. Nico swallows and makes a meek offer to stay, his face pale, but Esti shoos him away. "I'll be fine, love," she manages. "Lily's here." "You sure?" "I'm sure." Relieved, Nico kisses his wife on her forehead, then nods once at Lily, as if to wish her good luck before leaving. Lily returns the nod and steels herself, realising how unprepared she is for what's about to come. The minutes pass slowly. Lily presses a damp cloth to Esti's neck between contractions and offers up words of encouragement that feel entirely inadequate. The room is cold, but Esti's skin is hot to the touch and slick with sweat. Dark tendrils of hair plaster her forehead. Every few minutes she moans as the pain builds, crunching her chin toward her sternum, and Lily has to hold back tears as Esti screams out in agony. She's glad Nico isn't here. It's nearly impossible to stand by, helpless, to watch her friend endure such pain. "Just one more push," the doctor says from the foot of the bed. Lily's certain that Esti has broken a bone in her hand by the time the sound of a baby's wail fills the room. "It's a boy!" the nurse calls out a moment later, and Esti, panting, lets her head fall back to her pillow. "You are a hero," Lily says, kissing Esti's cheek. She smells of salt and lavender. They can hear the doctor giving orders at the foot of the bed, the snip of the umbilical cord. Nico is called back once Esti.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?